Hello and welcome to Byju's Exam Prep IAS. My name is Harshmeet Singh and I welcome you all to episode number 8 of the Prelims 2022 Hack series, in which we have been discussing different mnemonics, tricks and tips to ensure that you get the most out of your upcoming prelims attempt. In episode number 8, we will be continuing from where we had left off in the last episode, because the last episode was liked by a lot of you people and you have been requesting some more mnemonics from polity specifically. And that is why we have made some efforts to ensure that there are even more mnemonics and tricks for you to remember the other important information from Indian polity specifically. So without any further ado, let's see what are the other mnemonics that we have in store for you today from Indian polity especially. Also, if you have not done that till now, do subscribe to the Byju's IAS YouTube channel so that you get the notification of each and every video that we post here on this channel. It is absolutely free of cost. Also, do like this video and share it with as many aspirant friends of yours who can benefit from such videos. Let's see the first mnemonic that we have in store for you, which is with regards to the special provisions for some states in India under the Indian Constitution. Now we hear and read a lot about Article 370, which provided for special provisions for the state and now the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. But we tend to ignore the fact that there is another article in the Indian Constitution just next to it, Article 371, that also carries multiple special provisions for different states. At most times, these become difficult for the students to remember because there are a lot of states in Article 371. There is Nagaland, Assam, Manipur. It started with Andhra Pradesh in D and E, and then this article applied to Telangana as well. Then Sikkim, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Goa and Karnataka. And this is in this particular order only that you have to remember, starting with 371A till 371J. Let's see if we can make it easier for you. All that you have to remember in order to remember this correct order is never ask man to throw some money around go-karting. Never ask man to throw some money around go-karting. If you have done go-karting, you know how fun it can be. And you know for a fact that people will spend a lot of money just to have this go-karting experience. So let's see how. N for never stands for Nagaland. So 371A is Nagaland. A for Assam. MAN man. M stands for Manipur. So I've intentionally chosen MAN so that you remember it is M for Manipur. Not M for Mizoram, not M for Meghalaya, but M for Manipur because MAN. Then I have taken T for Telangana and again T for Telangana because it was making more sense. So you should know Articles 371D and E apply to both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. These are covered with T and T. Then S for Sum, S for Sikkim, M for Money, M for Mizoram, A for Around, A for Arunachal Pradesh, G for Go and G for Goa, and KAR is Karnataka. Easy, right? From 371A to 371J. Nagaland, Assam, Manipur, Telangana, Sikkim, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Goa and Karnataka. All that you have to remember is never ask man to throw some money around go-karting. The next that we have for you is classical languages of India. Now you read about the 22 languages in the 8th schedule. If you have seen the last video, episode number 7 that we did, I gave you a trick to remember those 22 languages as well. We thought of giving you a trick to remember the classical languages also, which are 6 in total right now. Tamil, Sanskrit, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam and Odia. Now how do we remember these 6? Just remember most KT. For those who have been to engineering colleges, specifically in engineering colleges, when you fail in a subject or when you get a back in a subject, it is called KT. So KT is not something that you should have, but if you have been to an engineering college, you might have had to experience this KT. So KT is an informal phrase or informal word that is used to define the fact that you have failed in a particular subject. So most KT. M for Malayalam, O for Odia, S for Sanskrit, T for Tamil, then K for Kannada, and then next T for Telugu. That is how you can remember the 6 classical languages that we have in India right now. Next, the second schedule provisions. In the last video that we did, we discussed 2 things about the schedules. We discussed the way to remember all the 12 schedules, and then we discussed how to remember the languages inside the 8th schedule. Many of you have also been requesting us to come up with a trick to remember what is inside the other schedules as well. Out of these, the most confusing ones usually are Schedule 2nd and Schedule 3rd. Because in Schedule 2nd, you do remember the fact that yes, it does talk about emoluments, it does talk about salary, but salary and emoluments of whom exactly? Similarly, the third schedule talks about the oath and affirmation, but of whom exactly? That is where you can go wrong, and that is why we have tried to come up with a trick for you. Schedule 2nd has emoluments and salaries of president, governors of state, the speaker and deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, chairman and deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha, speaker of legislative assembly, deputy speaker of legislative assembly, chairman and deputy chairman of the respective legislative councils. So basically, if you want, we can give a common term for all these, that is speaker. Then the judges of Supreme Court and High Court, and in the end the CAG. These are the people whose salaries are mentioned here. A lot of people make this mistake of assuming that the salaries of ministers or members of parliament are also mentioned. No, that is not the case. Ministers, members of parliament, for them, they are mentioned in the third schedule where their oath and affirmation is given. But as far as the salary and emoluments is concerned, it is only for these posts. Now, how do we remember this? To remember the second schedule, just remember this. Girls see pink colored jacket. I'm not saying that girls only like pink color or only girls like pink color, but this is just a phrase that you can remember. Girls see pink colored jacket. And I'll tell you how it will help you. G for girls, G is for governor of states. S is for speaker. Now, as I said, you have to remember the term speaker. Over here, we are using it as a common term to define the speaker of Lok Sabha, the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, also parallel positions in the Rajya Sabha. So Rajya Sabha chairperson, Rajya Sabha deputy chairperson, and the same parallel positions at the state level as well. That is speaker and deputy speaker of assembly and chairman and deputy chairman and legislative councils. So the word speaker here is an indication of all these parallel posts. So S is for speaker, PINK, pink is for president, C is for CAG, the comptroller and auditor general, J is for judges, judges of Supreme Court and High Court. This is it. These are the only positions for which emoluments or salary details are given in the second schedule. So what do you have to remember? Girls see pink color jacket, nothing else. G for governor, S for speaker, which is a common term, president, CAG, and the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court. Good to go? Great. Similarly, we have the schedule number 3, which talks about oath and affirmation. Now, this is slightly different in the sense that in the third schedule, we have the oath and affirmation to be taken by the Union Minister of India, Parliament election candidate. So, if you are contesting a parliamentary election, not just member of parliament, because to become a member of parliament, let's say you are just contesting Lok Sabha election, even then you have to take an oath. So, all the candidates. Then if you win as a member of parliament also, you have a different oath. Supreme Court judges, then we have CAG, we have the state ministers, again election candidates at the state level, state legislature members, and then we have the High Court judges. These are the positions for which oaths and affirmations are given in schedule number 3 of the Indian Constitution. Now, if you see here, there's a very interesting thing that you can take as an outcome. The President of India is not mentioned here. So, President's oath is not a part of the third schedule of the Indian Constitution. Do remember that. So, how to remember this? Just remember, just 2 CM. Just 2 CM. Now, how do we remember this? J is for judges again. So, High Court judges and Supreme Court judges are covered with the letter J. Now, when I say 2 CM, that means it is twice C and it is twice M. What do I mean? I mean to say it is twice the candidates. So, candidates at the level of the union government, and then there are candidates at the state government level. So, C is for candidates, whoever is fighting election, and then the other C is for the CAG. So, 2 C's. Candidates, whoever are fighting elections at the parliament or the state legislature level, and the other C is for the CAG. 2M. 2M is M for ministers. Ministers at the union level or ministers at the state level, both, and M for members. members at the state or members at the parliament level, both are covered. Easy. Just 2 cm. J for judges. 2 cm means twice C. That is, C is for candidate, C is for CAG, and twice M. M is for ministers and M is for members. That is, members of the parliament, members of the state legislature. And all of this will be covered just by remembering this, just 2 cm. And you will be good to go. Then we have the 5th schedule states. Now it is easy to remember the 6th schedule states because there are only 4. But in the 5th schedule, you have 10 states. So a lot of you leave this and think that I don't want to remember this. But worry not, we have a trick for you to remember these 10 states of the 5th schedule, which are Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan and Telangana. What do you have to do? Just remember a person called Mr. Jog Match. Ooh, I am Match, Mr. Jog Match. Just as James Bond would say, I am Bond, Mr. James Bond. So Mr. Jog Match, where MR stands for Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. JOG, Jog, stands for Jharkhand, Odisha and Gujarat. MATCH is for Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh and Himachal Pradesh. Easy as that. Simple. Mr. Jog Match. The only thing that you have to remember if you want to remember all the 10 states of the 5th schedule. And these are all the tricks and tips and mnemonics that we had compiled for you from Indian Polity. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have not liked the video, do like it and do subscribe to the YouTube channel of Byju's IAS along with sharing it with all your fellow aspirants. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a good day.